Hi everyone, welcome to Walk the Talk with Bulbeer. Today we are sitting with Mr. Kapil Bhalla from Studio for Environmental and Architecture.
Nice to meet
Mr.
you.
Kapil, how are you?
Very well.
Thank you for your time, really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
So I just want to know what is the story behind the name SEARCH? I would want you to pronounce it the way it should be.
Well, we just call it Search for sure. And the story is we were looking for something which was short, easy to remember, made an impact. We are abound with architecture and landscape, so it had to be something with the environment. We always wanted to remain as a boutique company, so we obviously had to be a studio. So that's how the name came about.
Yeah, because I was like, search. I'm like, wow, this name is something different and very catchy, and I think you've got it right.
We didn't take much time. I think it was a week or so. We just kind of deliberated on it, and it kind of worked. And then we did the logo ourselves, and we stuck with that. It's been 30 years now.
Oh, it's awesome.
We keep changing colors, so we're trying to make cards as the seasons go by.
Oh, it's
So yeah,
lovely. That's something different and interesting again. So I want to know from you that what is the design philosophy of your firm?
so we basically, first of all, we're a multifaceted firm. We tend to maybe 6 or 7 different genres of work, which takes us into different areas of design, different typologies. And so we've always been flexible. I think it started with being excited by different types of work and not just honing into a single particular avenue. And that's what's been exciting. And our philosophy, therefore, has been that we look at nature as playing a very important role in the way we think, sensitive to the climate, architecturally, and at the same time, though we've studied overseas, I'm back in India, and I think it's very important for me to be with the local handicraft, with the people who work with us, and therefore we try to remain quite grounded to sourcing in India, using Indian materials to the extent possible, and wherever necessary to try and go in that direction. So yeah, nature and local resources have always been something that have enamored us and has taught me a lot too. I mean, I've learned a lot from our workers than maybe university taught me.
Yeah, because I feel, you really focus a lot on environment, nature. Last time I met you also, you had a lot to say about it. And I think there was also a project you mentioned that, you guys are looking into, that is in the areas where you are developing something, again, to do with the environment.
Yeah, I think that being green lies in your heart. It's just clean, simple thinking, respecting the environment around you, the climate, and nature for that matter. And once you respect that, you understand it and you deal with it rather than contradicting it, you will, you will be able to think green. So yeah, nature has always been our resource.
It is, because search also has environment in it.
Yeah, it may not have a direct connect. People keep thinking that we are environmentally conscious and we're doing environmental design, which is not the case. We're just sensitive to it. And yes, along the way, we do address a lot of environmental issues.
Well, I think it's very important in today's day and date that, what our country, the world is going through, the global warming. I think it's very important that, you take care of whatever you can.
Yeah.
As far as the environment is concerned.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's how we look at it. I mean, not to be very aggressive in our design, not to contradict to the extent possible. And I think remaining simple in your head is what cures most issues dealing with the climate.
True, absolutely.
Yeah, actually, you go back to Indian history and, when there wasn't so much technology, and how did they deal with heat, hot, arid, dust, and, matters like that.
Right.
I think there's a lot of sense and a lot of learning from those olden days rather than trying to resolve, because technology resolves everything. And I don't think that's the way forward completely.
True. And talking about environment and nature, what do you think about the solar power energy? Like, do you believe in that?
Of course, certainly, definitely. To harness whatever natural power that we do, like we use all the energy that is used to cool buildings to recycle it within the building. It's in fact made mandatory now. So yeah, I mean, all our consultants and us use energy not wastefully. So we are thoughtful about reuse of energy.
That's great. That's great. So talking about segments, which is your most liked segment? Like you would prefer working in residential, and if residential, then you prefer apartments or villas, or and then or hospitality.
So
And coming to commercial spaces, what's your favorite? Like,
sure. So first, to answer your question very bluntly, all of them are favorites. There are some not so favorites,
Okay.
but for reasons like of operational comfort, not in terms of design ethic. But I have personally worked in about 7 different genres of architecture, which includes hospitality, institutional work like schools and universities, a lot of mass housing, private housing as well, apartments, workspaces, a little bit of healthcare. And we have done a fair amount of master planning as well. So under those, everything has had its time, and there's only that much that you can do in one working year. So I think to turn around everything does get exciting once it turns around.
Of course.
But amongst maybe my personal least favorites is to do private homes for like a South Bombay home. Something like that is something.
That's being too specific.
Yeah. So like, no, I don't know why, but I just like to play the role. I think that we take a far higher responsibility in terms of enacting us being the occupants. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I think there's a lot of satisfaction in doing a lot of work that impacts a larger format of people. Like universities touches the hearts of so many students. And I think a lot of our work is also not necessarily urban.
Okay.
So I think that with all the background and experience and education that we have had, it makes sense in India to contribute to areas which are really needy, which need our expertise or exposure or observatory skills or whatever it may be, than to focus on places which are already very elite and slick, like I'm saying South Bombay. I am from South Bombay, but I think you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, everything has been fun. It cycles. So we've been doing it for 30 years, and in 30 years, everything has had 4 or 5 years, enjoyed doing hospitality. Now I'm doing a lot of mass housing. I'm doing different types of hospitality, which is exciting. And I think that's the plus point of having been open to varied works.
I was just going to ask you that, what are the projects, you are working? What kind of projects are you working on right now, which you just answered?
So hospitality certainly is one segment. We're doing a lot of mass housing. We're doing some amount of private housing as well. We're doing a university and a school. I've just finished some workspaces, more of that typology, more or less in that segment. Private homes, I think I'm doing my last one for this year right now. So, let's see, maybe they're very, very nice, very sweet people. It's just that to get into a family and making a home at this level of making a home, a private home for people, there are so many good people in Bombay doing that. I don't think I'm best person cut out to do it in terms of relationships with a very small niched family in Bombay city.
What do you have to say about East Tech?
I think that very ambitious, has a great future, very futuristic, and very proactive, and doing some fantastic work, because you create a platform for our fraternity and connected fraternity for that matter to bring everybody to the table to be able to have people share their thoughts, their ideas, which is always very, very good. So you're like highly communicative and doing a fab job, I think. It's fantastic, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Thank you
Thank you.
once again. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.